Hi everyone, my name is Shauna in case you don't know, and I finished a Daniel Radcliffe show, not a movie, the first one in this series that is gonna not be about a movie. Also, I just want to say I feel it's appropriate that I'm wearing an Oregon shirt. Well, Daniel Radcliffe's show Miracle Workers Oregon Trail is currently in the middle of premiering, so I feel like that's really appropriate for this video. So the show that I watched is David Copperfield. David Copperfield was more of a mini-series than an actual show. There's only 2 episodes, and each episode is about like an hour and a half long, I want to say. David Copperfield was Daniel Radcliffe's first work, and it came out in 1999. Daniel Radcliffe is only really in the first episode of the show. The second episode of the show, when they're like recapping the first episode, you can see Daniel, but basically the second episode doesn't have Daniel. David Copperfield is the TV miniseries adaptation of the book David Copperfield. The book David Copperfield was written by Charles Dickens, and it is a fictional story, but I have read that some elements of Charles Dickens's life was weaved into the story. It is essentially a biography of this boy, David Copperfield, from the time that he was born until the time that he gets married. I do have to say that I'm not the hugest fan of this style of stuff. Generally, I find myself more interested in stories if it's a snippet or just an action part of someone's life, as opposed to like almost a full life story of someone's life. I just personally find that more interesting. I have not read the book, so I cannot mention whether it is accurate to the book or not, but it feels like it's very accurate to what a classic book would be. A lot of the dialogue was hard for me to understand because I was like, it feels like they're pulling it directly from the book and it's really complicated. There's a ton of Harry Potter actors in this TV miniseries, so let me tell you about it. So of course we have Daniel Radcliffe. He plays David Copperfield while David Copperfield is a boy. And then a new actor plays David Copperfield once David Copperfield grows up and is an adult. The Harry Potter actors who are in this miniseries besides Daniel Radcliffe is Dawn French, who played the fat lady Maggie Smith, and Maggie Smith is a major character in the show, and Maggie Smith is obviously Minerva McGonagall. And then there's also Zoe Wanamaker. She looks completely different from what she looks like in Harry Potter. She was Madame Hooch in Harry Potter, and you might not even be able to recognize her unless you look up pictures to see who she is. And Imelda Staunton is in it, and she plays Umbridge, but she does not play a dislikable character in this film. She is an incredible actress, and I love the Harry Potter films, but sometimes I'm frustrated that people only know of her as Umbridge because people hate Umbridge so much, and I'm like, she's an incredible actress, like we should all love and support her. But she has like other films where she plays more likable characters. I actually thought that it was really cool that there's so many other Harry Potter actors in this film, just because I like seeing Harry Potter actors in the films. And also with Maggie Smith and Zoe Wanamaker, I was like, they're in the first Harry Potter film. So Daniel Radcliffe as a young actor going into a film that's going to be a franchise that was based off a book series, I feel like there was so much pressure on him, but I feel like it made him sort of easier. Like this 11-year-old boy, instead of just going and filming by himself with actors that he doesn't know, he already knew 2 actresses that were in the film that he was going to be in. So I feel like that could have been comforting to him. And it's probably a nice experience for him to go into the Harry Potter sets already knowing some people that he has worked with. So Daniel Radcliffe's performance in David Copperfield was pretty good for a child actor. There were some scenes where I was like, that's not the greatest, but he was a child actor. I think he did a good job for a child actor. I think he did a good job for his first film. David Copperfield's life is heartbreaking, so some of the stuff was really sad in the show and some of the stuff was just really hard to watch through. I'm not going to spoil it, but tragedies do strike. I'm not sure if there's anything that I would necessarily classify as a trigger warning. Yes, there is. Okay, so there is like physical punishment, which I guess is considered a trigger warning. There's also some death, but there aren't really any other trigger warnings that I can think of. Oh, I think there was a brief scene with a suicide attempt or suicidal ideation. So those are all the trigger warnings. It is very sad, it is very intense in parts. I think that Maggie Smith was probably my favorite part of the film because her character is so like funny and quirky. I think the show really follows like BBC's format of shows. Like with the music and everything, it's definitely very much like you can tell that it's BBC even if it didn't say BBC right on the title or anything like that. I think that the way the characters were introduced was pretty good in the sense that I was really able to keep track of the characters pretty well. Normally with classics and classic movies, I'm like, I have no clue who these characters are, but I was able to keep track of the characters in this film. So overall, I'd say that this TV miniseries, well, sometimes it's called a film when I look it up, but this TV miniseries was pretty slow and dull at points, but I feel like it's a necessary watch for Harry Potter fans because it has so many Harry Potter actors in the cast. I mean, it has 5. It's 5 Harry Potter actors that you can see if you watch this TV miniseries. So I wouldn't say that this is my favorite, but I would say that it was really fun to see Daniel Radcliffe as a little kid and to see Maggie Smith just being her incredible self in the film. This TV miniseries is currently available on Hulu. However, at various points in the past I have seen it available on Amazon Prime. But when I went to check Amazon Prime and I wanted to watch this, I didn't see it on Amazon Prime, so that's why I had to watch it on Hulu. I wanted to watch it on Amazon Prime because Prime doesn't have commercials. Or at least the commercials are at the start of the film, meanwhile Hulu sometimes like interrupts you 50 billion times in the middle of your show. So that's really all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to me if you haven't already. If you've seen David Copperfield, feel free to leave your thoughts on it down in the comment section below. I've really got to go so that I can start studying for my final. I have a final on Thursday and I'm filming this on a Tuesday. Oh well. College is just hard, okay? I just need to push through and do it and get my associate's degree. I'm like 2 or 3 classes away from getting my degree, so I just need to push through and do it. If you want to see my other videos about Daniel Radcliffe, movies and shows, feel free to check the description where I will link that playlist down there. And I will see you tomorrow on Tuesday for my next video. Until next time, goodbye!